Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new Sims 4 video, and as you can probably tell by today's title, we are doing a little bit of like a Pinterest, I guess, versus reality. So I don't know, I just put in literally on Pinterest just like house ideas and I think this was the first actually suggestion that came up. Now obviously I always say this, Pinterest is like pretty heavily personalized, so obviously I used to have a whole Pinterest board dedicated to Sims 4 houses or like Sims 4 house ideas, so it kind of makes sense in some ways that this was like the sort of style that came up, because I actually, like, when I first looked at it I was like, actually this is something that I could easily replicate in real life. I'm obviously, by the way, talking about the picture in the thumbnail. I also might put the picture on the screen as well near the start, or maybe near the end to give you a bit of an idea. But yeah, either way, there you go. So yeah, I would say, well, I built it in Oasis Springs because, if I'm being honest with you, it was kind of giving like a Mediterranean European sort of vibe in my opinion. So I thought, yeah, it'd be best to do it in Oasis Springs. I don't know, just kind of, I thought it fit the vibe anyway. I did also have to go in the back in the end because I deleted the letterbox, and I was like, I'm gonna make a mental note, remember the letterbox, and then what did I do? I forgot the letterbox. So I did have to go and add a letterbox and a trash can at the end, but I promise you I did do it. Although I do need to add this house actually to the gallery now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I need to do that for sure. Anyway, if you've never watched one of my build videos before, you know that I do try and talk about the build or the concept or the challenge. I also do spend a lot of the time giving you life updates because I try not to do as many voiceovers nowadays, if I can help it, but honestly my life has been very chaotic lately, and yeah, I mean it's still chaotic now, to be honest, as I'm sat here, but I'm sure I'll explain it probably a bit more in depth at some points, but yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I'm trying to think what else about the build. I did add some columns in, by the way, because obviously it was looking a bit like a floating roof. I actually did struggle a bit with the roof. I don't know, I still even like looking at it now, still not like 100% happy with it. I don't know, I just got a bit bored looking at it. I just couldn't quite work it out, you know? There was like something about it that I was just not vibing, not digging. But I did change it a little bit, and yeah, it looked a bit better. I also did add a plant pot. I think the original, well, I know the original house did not have a plant pot outside the front, but I just thought it looked really bare, so I added the plant pot. Yeah. Yeah, again, I did not constrain or limit myself with the packs for this one, so if you do want to go download it might have a few packs, but as always, I always say, just filter with the packs, because it could be that I've used like one item which is like really minuscule and that you can replace, or it could be that I've used a lot of it. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes I do like pick a pack that I heavily like use throughout the build. So for example, if you want any of the doors or windows for this build, it's all Snowy Escape. But you know what I mean, like some of the furniture isn't. You get the gist. Because sometimes, right, I will go to download a house on the gallery and it's got a pack that I don't personally have, but then when I actually look at what they've used in the pack, they've used like one item and it's like a plant, and I'm like, oh, I can download that, like that's so easy to replace. So yeah, sometimes you just have to filter it a little bit. Anyway, sorry, I don't know why I'm rambling about that. I actually really debated on the layout of this build for a while. It's only a 1 bedroom, 1 bath, so it's kind of small on the smaller side of things. Do you know what? Sometimes I do find it really hard to kind of work out the scaling of the houses in The Sims 4. Like, sometimes I just find it really hard to work out whether or not, I don't know, like how big the actual house is. I didn't want to make this house too big, and it's definitely not that big. So yeah, I like I said, I wasn't actually sure that I was gonna have enough room. I mean, technically this house does not have a dining room specifically, so what I did instead was added like a breakfast bar, but obviously you also had the outdoor table as well, and technically that is sheltered with the roof, so I was a bit like, technically you could use it as just your dining table, but obviously it is outside, so I did want to add a little space in where they could eat inside as well. But yeah, I kind of feel like this house would be quite cute if you're like a couple, you know, like a newlywed couple or something like that, looking for like a really just one bed house to kind of get started in. But yeah, I just think it's so cute. Anyway, I did also try and work out the layout of the windows and stuff for a little while. I don't know. It was really, I was just like so confused for a hot second. But anyway, yeah, I'm really happy with this house. I actually think it looks quite similar to what the Pinterest was. So, which means mission complete, I suppose. I didn't necessarily use it, by the way, to filter the inside, because I think that'd be hard. Plus, there wasn't an inside picture anyway for this particular house, but I feel like that'd be so difficult to do. I suppose the big thing that was different is that on the Pinterest picture, they had a bit of a green like walkway, and it was like quite long, but you had like the steps. I wasn't really sure how to replicate that personally in The Sims, so I did kind of change that up a little bit, but you know, it doesn't have to be 100% perfect. I have to admit, I really have been enjoying doing build videos lately and like trying to get different build ideas, but at the same time I do try and do it so that it's not just like a build, if that makes sense. Like there's a concept or a theme to it, or there's like something going on with the build. It's not just like the build, but it is a little bit hard as well to do that sometimes, or to think of concept ideas, if you know what I mean. So if you have any suggestions, basically, please let me know. I often say that. Yeah, you'll see me messing around now a little bit with the layout because I was a little bit confused, I'm not gonna lie. Also, somebody in my comments in one of my last videos, so not the last build video I did, it was like the build video before it, kind of suggested or said that they would like to see the results, or like the end of the build. So I have decided to put in screenshots at the end, both like outside and inside. And I actually, gonna be honest, I used to do this anyway in my build videos back in the day, like when I was making content before I took my 3-year break, that we do not talk about anymore. No, I mean it was a uni break. Anyway, I used to do that in my videos beforehand, and then ever since obviously going back to YouTube, I just haven't. But yeah, somebody said they wanted to see it, so I have done that. Please do let me know whether you do prefer that or whether you would just rather have the outro. I don't know. I mean, to be honest, I feel like sometimes it's so subjective, but yeah, I kind of don't know why I did stop doing that. But yeah, anyway, so I'm gonna do that, and as long as you guys like it, then I will keep on doing it. Well, do you know what? I think I'll probably just keep on doing it until somebody says otherwise. Yes. Anyway, yeah, I feel like, had I spoken enough about the build? Why had we paused, Emma? I was probably changing my YouTube video or something, or probably like having a conversation. Somebody's walked in. Normally, I'm very good at remembering. Oh well, there you go. We're back with this, people. Anyway, trying to think. Do you know what? So much has happened in my life. I feel like lately, it's actually insane. Like, maybe one day I'll be able to talk about it properly, like in a few months, but for now it's so chaotic, and I'm really trying to juggle content at the minute because I'm actually really enjoying making content, but I do worry a little bit that I will end up not having time at some point. So if there does get to a point where there's only like 1 or 2 or maybe no videos for a couple of weeks or something like that, don't worry. Just my life at the moment is a little bit busy, a little bit hectic, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I'll try and explain it in a few months' time, hopefully. Anyway, this week has been a lot. I think I did actually mention that I've got a part-time job. So yeah, I've got that going on, which is great. And it actually is, I'm not like taking the mick either. It feels so good to be doing something with my brain and my body, and just, yeah. it's a good position to be in, especially in this economy where things are a little shaky. So it's nice to be doing something. And yeah, I mean, I have to admit though, I am so jealous at the minute. I try, I'm not really on a lot of social media nowadays, and I do try and limit my screen time, but there is somebody that I follow obviously from school, and oh my god, they must have like had a whole gap year and a whole year of traveling, and I'm low-key jealous. Some of the places they've been are gorgeous. Anyway, that's for me to be completely jealous about, of course. Yeah, I mean, do you guys get like that as well? Like, honestly, like, they just pop up on my feed sometimes. I'm like, oh, I wish I could be in Bali right now, just stuck in the UK. Although, having said that, the weather, not to be all British and talk about the weather, but like, the weather has been so good lately. Not saying it's like being in Bali, but it's been pretty good. Been really enjoying going on my walks. Although, oh my goodness, if you're in the UK right now, is anyone else really suffering with hay fever? My hay fever, ridiculous. My eyes are so sore. Like, it's weird. It's normally not my eyes that get bad, but my god, my eyes are so blooming sore. They're just so itchy. Yeah, very annoying. Anyway. I'm trying to think about what else to talk about. Do you know what? I had so much to say before coming on to this. I was like, oh my god, this voiceover is going to be so easy because I had so much to talk about. And I don't know whether I've spoken about things, I don't know whether I'm just talking really, really quickly, and that's why, but I feel like I've got through that a lot quicker. It's because I've done that thing where, like, you say stuff, but you kind of don't say anything. It's like, my life's been really chaotic, but it doesn't go into why my life's been really chaotic. But yeah, I also am going away in a few weeks, which I'm very excited about. So trying to do a little bit last minute prep for that. Although I'd spoken a little bit in my kind of commentary videos about the fact that, like, I am really trying to work on my consumerism and, like, just how much I consume and, like, not buying for the sake of it. So I did buy some new summer dresses because, and then being brutally honest, the summer dresses that I'd bought for the last couple of years have not really fitted my body that well. And I've worn them, but, like, I don't feel very comfortable in them. Do you know what I mean? So I'm thinking about, obviously I need to go through it. I need to, like, do you know what? That's going to be my this weekend task, is sorting through some of my dresses and putting them on Vinted, because my gosh, I have so many now that I need to just clear out. But yeah, so I bought a few dresses from, where did I buy them from? H&M? Yeah, H&M. And so they fit so nice, and I'm so excited to wear them when I go away. Yeah, I really feel like I've found a few styles that just really fit me. Everything else, though, I feel like I've not really had to buy, other than, like, maybe toiletries for going away. Clothing-wise, I feel like I'm pretty good. Having said that, I really want to get a new pair of trainers, but I have very small feet. Okay, I'm a very short human. Like, if you meet me in real life, very short. And my shoes are, I kid you not, I'm a size UK 2, which is basically kids. Basically a kid size, which is really annoying when trying to buy shoes and even trainers, right? Because I have been loving, like, some Adidas shoes that have some really cool colorways, but you can't get them in a UK size 2. You can only get them in a size 3, and it's so frustrating. There are still, like, a few pairs that are kind of colourful, and they are quite nice, but at the same time, I've been deliberating, because, and I'm being brutally honest, I don't know how often I am going to wear, like, a nice pink and green pair of trainers, and I'm, like, so tempted, because I've tried them on and they look really lovely, but then I think about my the outfits that I've got literally in my wardrobe right now, and I don't really have, like, a lot of, like, those sorts of colours. The only thing I did think about is I do have a lot of, like, neutrals, and obviously a shoe like that would be quite cool in terms of, like, I don't know, making an outfit a little bit more colourful and quirky. Anyway, also equally, my voice sounds really tired. Oh my gosh. It's because I ended up working today and I wasn't meant to be working. So I ended up covering someone's shift, which is fine. But I only got told about it this morning, and it was quite a rush to get ready. But you know what? That's the sort of nice person I am, and that's fine. But I think that's just made me feel really tired, because, like I said, today was meant to be my day off. I had, like, so much plans to do. I have actually done a little bit of editing today, which is actually what I wanted to finish. I started editing it last night, and it's actually the video about fairies, which would have already gone up. But yeah, so it was that video, and I started editing it last night, and I got, like, halfway through, and I was like, oh, I'll leave it tomorrow, because it's my day off, I've got loads of time. And then I didn't. Although I hadn't said that, I finished it when I got home. And then I quickly realised, I was like, why do I feel like I'm missing either? Because I was just about to go and upload all my videos for this week and like schedule them just so I knew what I was working with. And then I was like, oh wait, hang on. Like, why am I missing a video? And then I was like, it's because I'm not doing my voiceover, because I try and leave my build voiceovers, I always say this, to kind of like the end. Like I always try and leave it to like the end of the week, so that anything that I'm just saying, I guess partly in case any leaks come up or anything like that in The Sims, or if there's any real big simming news, which there kind of is with the fairies as I'm filming this, but like I've already done a video about it, so don't need to talk about it. But yeah, so that's why, and equally, just in case something like big's happened in my life, I guess, I can update you guys. But yeah, nothing other than my life just being a bit mad chaotic the last few days. Well, the last few weeks, to be honest, it's really just been chaos. And like I said, I will probably talk about it more in depth at some point, but I just feel like I need to get through the next few weeks, and it will all be fine. Anyway, I'd like to say we're coming near the end, but I don't think we are. I think we've still got a few minutes left, so I won't try and end this too prematurely. But yeah, I don't know what else I was gonna say now. I'm trying to think what I was. Normally I tell you guys what I'm watching or listening to. To be honest, sometimes I listen to a podcast. I've spoken about it before. But I think at the moment, I was just watching a lot of YouTube. I've been really enjoying just YouTube videos at the moment. Just complete random ones. I've been watching a lot of cruise videos. Also a lot of food reviews. Don't know why. I also don't know why, because I am quite picky when it comes to food. So probably not that helpful for me, I guess. I don't know. I'm trying to think what else could I possibly... I've not really been watching that much, to be honest with you. The one thing I love to watch in the minute, it's a show in the UK and it's called Race Across the World, and it's basically a competition where they have to get to like one place. So let's say for this one they started in China, right, and they're currently in India. Like it's that like sort of distance. It's crazy. I love that program so much. Let me know if you watch it, and to be honest, if you can't watch it because you're not in the UK, try and find a way, because it's such a great competition kind of program, and everyone always seems really lovely on it. Like it seems very authentic. You know when you get like some reality shows, right, where they try and basically do things for the money or the fame or whatever, this one you can really tell that they are just genuine people, if you know what I mean. And you've got people from like all sorts of walks of life, you know. It's a great show. Anyway, but I definitely was not watching that whilst I was doing this, because I always watch that with my mum. It's like our show, if that makes sense. So yeah, really cute. I love that program. Anyway, I will because we're coming near the end of this video, so if you have enjoyed, please leave a like, go and subscribe if you haven't already, and hopefully I shall see you all in the next video for more content. I don't know, I've not said that in a while. Anyway, bye everyone.